We are checking out Michael Jordan wearing the Air Jordan XI. Now I'm going to save my rant as far as what we should call this colorway until the end. But anyway, Mike wore this colorway for games 4, 5, and 6 against the Orlando Magic in the 1995 Eastern Conference semifinals. As usual, highlights first, commentary after.
In the regular season, Orlando took 3 of 4 from Chicago. Michael Jordan getting a friendly roll. And these have not been friendly rims for Michael. Richie Atabano saying that as Michael Jordan hits on his second field goal, he has 6 points.
Knew that Shaquille O'Neal was somewhere in the area, not taking any chances here as he tomahawks that before Shaquille O'Neal can get his hand up. Here he is moving without the ball once again, and Michael knew that anything soft wasn't going to get it done.
Games to 1. Beautiful backdoor pass from Hardaway. Anderson took a shot of the head. He thought he was fouled. And Jordan Nick Anderson is very upset these days. Donald Royal still bothered by the left ankle problem. Jordan is able to do it off the spin.
Jordan now taking that low post position with Tony Kukoc on the bench. The quick spin as he shakes loose from Nick Anderson, and Horace Grant nor Anthony Avent tight enough, able to get up quickly enough to bother that shot by Michael Jordan, who looks very good.
I would also like to see Nick Anderson get on a roll. Michael Jordan, well, maybe this basket will bring more success. Michael Jordan with the steal. Jordan, yes. Beautiful exchange.
That's designed to try to keep the ball out of the hands of O'Neal.
Michael Jordan. That's 3 on Pippen.
Well, that backcourt pressure put the Magic in a situation. Nick Anderson uncomfortable as he was being double-teamed and never really had a good look cross-court. Michael Jordan lurking, saw this one coming all the way as that was the natural passing lane for Nick Anderson. Michael just went right through it and got the steal.
Jordan posting up on Shaw. Yes. 20 for Jordan.
Aggressive this time as he comes across the lane as far as posting up, stopping just at the edge of the lane, and that little bit of head fake able to shake loose from Brian.
85-77. Bulls by 8. Jordan with the step.
Away from the basket so he can do this, and that's drive and dish. Jordan hits the jumper uncontested. That's Jordan's first basket.
He's going so quick.
Has it blocked by Longley?
Notice how quick he went up with that shot instead of powering it and dunking it?
Jordan hard to the basket. The left-handed jam from Jordan. Oh, baby. 20.
Power. And then on the other end, Michael says, no finger rolls for me. I'm going right to the front of the rim and dunk this ball.
Knock it down from out there.
See, I think he could be real key. Donald Royal will not take that shot.
Jordan posts up.
Well, they don't want to leave Steve Kerr, so Anthony Hardaway's got to be very careful. Michael again to the outside of the floor, and every time he's gotten there, he's punished him with a score. Into a player's head, especially in a close game when you got to make free throws late.
Jordan uses Wennington for the long jumper. That's a 2 right at the line. Shaquille is out. Tree Rollins is in. 5:35 to go in the first half. Michael Jordan knocks down this jumper and
got the contact turn and shot the jump hook.
Michael's fadeaway goes down. Jordan with 20 points. The crowd calling for defense at the arena. Jordan says so much for defense on that shot. Nobody in his face. Michael has 22.
Where you have to have poise. Go to Michael Jordan. Let him make a play for you.
Like that. And it's Bulls 58-57. Frenzied defense. Michael sneaks in alone and gets the jam to fall.
Now let me ask you a question. He's playing great. Tony has gotten very quiet.
Jordan pulls up. The flat jumper goes down. It's showbiz, baby. Michael Jordan, speaking of showbiz, knocks down the jumper. Look out, Michael has 32. And Kukoc into the paint, kicks to Jordan. He'll take the 3 and make the 3. That's a big bucket for Chicago.
To the rim.
He's wide open, lost Anderson on a screen and buries it. Michael has 37. What a comeback. Michael Jordan down low. He'll get that to fall. Michael has 39 points.
To go another game.
Look out, 3-on-1. Oh, big slam from Michael Jordan off the block
Down
shot.
strong. Michael Jordan with a great finish. That's vintage Michael Jordan with a
Defensive player and, of course, bigger. The Jordan in the paint. Michael has 4.
in Phoenix. Houston goes 7 minutes without scoring in the fourth quarter and still wins the game.
Michael Jordan! Oh, vintage Michael!
Well, we would telestrate this, but I don't have enough squiggly lines to do it. So here's Michael whirling dervish up over his shoulder, tongue out, shot it through Shaq's armpit. That was over the defender, under the armpit for 2. To close this out tonight, if they will just continue to take care of business here defensively.
Jordan for 3. That one goes down. The finger roll goes down. They're on their feet. Bulls within 2. Jordan backing in on the post. The fadeaway on the baseline goes down. It's to tie. Jordan. Bushler. Michael tips it in. It's tied. We will have the entirety of the Colorado Rockies game with the Atlanta Braves. Jordan with the steal and the jam. Bulls by 3. 9 points in the on Horace Grant.
We see Horace Grant with a careless pass. Michael Jordan in the passing lane. And watch Scottie Pippen. He gets in the way of Horace Grant so he cannot get down the floor.
Okay, so what do we call this colorway? I know to the average sneakerhead, these are just, you call them Space Jams and call it a day. But for those of us who are true sneaker connoisseurs, it's not that simple. So right here, this is a picture of the pair that Mike was actually wearing in those games and those highlights that you just saw. And those highlights were in the 1995 playoffs. He started filming Space Jam after that, during that off season. So he wore them on the court for the Bulls before he ever stepped foot on the set of Space Jam. And as you can see, same black uppers that all of the pairs have, but these do have the Concord Jumpman. They do have the Concord on the outsole as well, and they have the Stitch 45 on the back. That's what he was actually wearing on the court. So this is identical to the pair that released in 2016 that Nike ever so cleverly marketed as Space Jams. That's what they like to do. You gotta be careful with Nike marketing, because they're all about the money. They're all about moving the units. They're all about sales. They're all about telling the story, even if it's not accurate. I mean, prime example. Look how long they ran with the black and red Air Jordan 1 as being banned, quote unquote. When, for those of us who have been around, and we know it was never the Jordan 1 that was banned, it was the black and red Airship that was banned. You know, the black and red 1 came way later. It was the Airship he was wearing in that same black and red color scheme that was actually banned. But they ran with that black and red 1 banned for decades. You know what I'm saying? Marketing purposes. That's just what they do. Even going back to, that original Air Jordan 1 colorway where, he's wearing the black and red ones, dribbling, and, that says, the NBA, banned the shoe from the game, but they can't stop you from buying them. You know what I'm saying? It's great marketing. I can't hold it against them for that, but it's not accurate. And those of us, once again, who are real sneaker connoisseurs, we're about accuracy. So if you're an average sneakerhead watching this nothing I'm saying, you may not relate to any of it, and that's okay. That's okay. If you're an average sneakerhead, no problem. Enjoy your shoes. But for those of us who operate at a higher level, then this should resonate with you. But anyway, once again, this is the pair that you're looking at now that he was actually wearing on his feet. Black Concord Stitch 45. Okay, so now this is a screenshot from the movie. And I'm sure this is the screenshot that we all remember. I know when I was watching the movie back in the day, I would pause it right here just to look at the shoe. And I'm talking before the 2000 pair released. So this was like the only shot that you really got of the shoe. And of course, the internet back then isn't what it is now, where you could go and look up damn near anything. Pictures just weren't all available over the internet. But I don't know if it was the lighting or obviously they were filming Michael on a green screen, but for whatever reason, the Jumpman shows up like it's blue. It looks blue, you know? It doesn't look Concord. It really looks blue. So that's where I'm tying in now the 2000 and 2009 quote unquote Space Jam 11 to it always looked varsity royal. It always looked blue. And then you see the 23 on the back. And mind you, this is after that playoff series. This is during the offseason where he was filming Space Jam. So this is a different pair from the pair that he was wearing on the court. And I guess I'll go ahead and put it out there. My position is the pair that he was wearing on the court, which is identical to the pair that released in 2016, black, Concord, 45 on the back. I do not call those Space Jams. I refer to them as the PE 11s, which is what they are, or the black Concords, which also is what they actually are. It's accurate. This pair we're looking at now is the actual Space Jam pair, but I wanted to use this screenshot from the movie just to tie in the 2000 and 2009 releases that released as Space Jams with black and royal. And, you know, at the time, because I hadn't seen any actual, well, I'm going to get to it, a different picture of this exact same pair that he was wearing in the movie. But for most of us, we all thought that black and royal was the Space Jam, you know. We thought it was accurate because that's how it looked in the movie, which is why I want to show the screenshot. But now we're going to go to the next shot here. So this is a picture of that same pair that he was wearing in the movie. But now it doesn't have that movie camera lighting or whatever issue. I don't know why it showed up like that, but we can see here, it still has the 23 on the back, but it is actually black and Concord. It's actually black and Concord. You can see the Concord Jumpman there. And interestingly enough, if you look on the tongue, because we know the 2000 and the 2009 releases of the Space Jams, it says Jumpman Jumpman Jam across the tongue. But it looks like the pair he was actually wearing says from this angle, it looks like it does say Jumpman Jordan. If it doesn't, and someone has like a different picture of the tongue there, feel free to correct me in the comments if it does actually say Jumpman Jam. But going off this picture, it looks like it does say Jumpman Jordan. But anyway, we can see that the pair he was actually wearing in the movie was actually black and Concord, not black and royal. But it does have the 23 on the back, so it's different from the pair that released in 2016 and different from the pair he was wearing against the Magic in the playoffs. So I know this is all it's cloudy as hell, it's complicated as hell, especially since Nike marketed that 2016 pair as a Space Jam. But once again, my position is that 2016 pair is the playoff PE or the black and Concord. It was identical to what he was wearing on the court. And then it had the 45 on the back as opposed to the 23 on the back that the actual pair he was wearing in the movie has, even though they both use black and Concord. So it kind of leaves that black and royal pair in a lurch, since that, you know, it technically was never existed back then, not on the court or in the movie. But it just looked that way on the court. So I don't know where, you know, what do we really do with that colorway in terms of accuracy. It's tough. I still want to view it as a Space Jam colorway as I always have. But when you see this and you see the pair he was actually wearing is black and Concord, it's kind of like, So I think the next time they release this colorway, it'll probably be like it'll have a 23 on the back for sure. They won't do another 45 pair. But whether or not they do it with the Royal or the Concord, I don't know. And do they still market it as a Space Jam? I don't know. But that's my stance as far as the colorway and what we should call it and what the true Space Jam actually is. I try to back it up with evidence and with facts, you know, as far as the pictures I'm showing, so you can see what is truly what. You know, you agree, you disagree, how do you feel about it? You can let me know down in the comments. But that's pretty much it as far as the colorway goes. Alright, so I wasn't gonna address any specific highlights from that from those 3 games. But I did want to talk about the Michael Jordan that we saw from that initial comeback. And really, it comes down to like obviously the talent was still there, the skills were there, but they had clearly I don't want to say they had fallen off or whatever. They was just rusty, and I think the biggest issue was he was playing basketball in a baseball body. That was really the biggest issue, and I think it shows because he would have flashes of his old self, like, you know, in New York, in Atlanta, one of the games against Charlotte in the first round. Like he would show flashes of that greatness, but then there would be these other times where he can seemingly just rusty as hell. Like, you know, it goes to the other extreme. It was like, you know, like he didn't know what he was doing out there. Like he was, you know, didn't know how to play basketball to go to the extreme with it. Or at least at his standard, you know, the Air Jordan standard, not for, you know, the average person not playing basketball. But I think it was good that they lost. If they had won that title, I don't know if he would have really attacked that off season with the diligence that he did. And, you know, he was going to film Space Jam after, you know, during that off season, and the fact that he had them construct the Jordan Dome, which was a basketball court and a weight area on the set for him to be able to, you know, go and play and lift in between filming, was key. And when you go back and you watch those highlights, there's some clips from, you know, him. They were running pickup there. Obviously, he said he would invite, you know, a lot of the NBA players or whoever was, you know, in LA for something at the time. He would invite them to come out and play.
So in sitting in that locker room, very disappointed, I made a promise to myself that come next year, I'm gonna be ready for this game. I started a month earlier than I've ever started, and I wanted to get back and enjoy the game. I just wanted to play it. I felt I had to do that again. I had to put forth the work on the basketball court.
Though he was shooting a movie in LA, Jordan had a special facility constructed for his workouts, and it was appropriately dubbed the Jordan Dome.
So this is basically built for him so he can play basketball, he can work out.
I go over and do my work over there, come over here for lunch, lift, go back, finish my work over there, and come back and play in the afternoons. And so we would invite anybody in LA who wanted to play or who played professional basketball to come out and play.
He invited me after come up and play, and I walked in and said, this is perfect because you got all the weights on one side and you got the court in the middle, which is great.
All of them would come into LA, either do a show or film a show or do some type of promotion, and they would come out and play with me every night.
Alonzo Mourning's been up here, Patrick Ewing's been up here, Shaquille O'Neal's been up here. I mean, what better place to play summer pickup basketball?
Hosting a daily wave of challengers, Michael felt his skills steadily returning.
Well, it was great pickup games, and the confidence came along with it, you know, making a game-winning shot. I could see a little gap in between defenses that mentally I knew I could get to, not physically I could get to. These are the things that started to come back to me.
So he could kind of hone those basketball skills, that talent that was there. He just needed to refresh those skills, and then he had his weight area there, so he could kind of build, you know, turn his body back into a basketball body from a baseball body, which is, you know, completely different. And I think that was key. That was key to that comeback. And then, of course, we're talking about Michael Jordan. So losing isn't something he deals with very well. So I think it was good for the long term that they lost, and he got to taste losing for the first time since they lost that Game 7 against Detroit in 1990 Eastern Conference Finals. And he was able to use that to galvanize himself during that off season. So come back that next season, 95, 96, you know, from the preseason, it was on, you know, it was on. He was out for redemption, and people are doubting him, and, oh, he's not what he was, and all these sort of things. So I really just want to speak on that kind of, that entire situation with him coming from baseball, just literally jumping back into the league, you know, a month before the playoffs start. They get out the first round, lose to the upstart Magic, who are on their way to the finals, and a very talented team, no doubt about it. You know, certainly you can't call that an upset losing to that team. And then, you know, having to take that L, go back in the off season, build yourself back into a basketball player, and then come back for the redemption that we all saw the next season. You know, 72 wins, sweep the Magic, and go for your 4th ring. But that's really it on this one. Thank you for watching the video. If you made it this far, go ahead and hit that thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
I don't have to do this. I'm only doing it because it is who I am. That's how I played the game. That was my mentality. If you don't want to play that way, don't play that way. Break.